Good morning, friends. Today's video is going to be a work with me. I normally start my work day out at Starbucks, just getting my 20 listings up for the day. But last night I dropped my phone while I was on my walk, so the screen is completely cracked. So I need to go to the Apple store around noon. And so today I went and got my Starbucks, but came back here so that I can do some other stuff. And I will just get my listings up later, maybe even after the kids are in bed tonight. So anyways, I figured I will just show you kind of quickly how I put everything away. That comment has came up a few times recently, so I'm not going to show you each and every one, obviously, but so that you can get an idea of how my inventory system works. So yeah, let me show you. All right, I pulled out 3 Old Navy items, so I'm going to come over here to my computer. If you guys didn't know, I use List Perfectly as my listing, cross-listing, delisting service. And I love it. But so all the items I've ever listed are stored in here. So let me just type in Old Navy. Oops. It's hard to type in, show you guys at the same time. All right, which ones? I have this one. Technically, List Perfectly, you could also like put your inventory location, and I probably should start doing that, but it's hard for me to change things that I've already been doing for so long. So this is how I'm still doing it. This is our free spreadsheet download. So if you guys want one, you can just click the link in the description. You do have to put $0 when you go to checkout, but it is completely free. So I'm going to just copy and paste here. Also, mine says 2024 because I have not updated to the newest one that Chris just made, just because I'm only using it for inventory. So it does a lot of cool calculations though for tax purposes. All right, next one. Which one did I just do? Right. Okay, so other than that, the only thing I do is I'm gonna do item weight, just so that when it sells, I can just print the shipping label because I already know how much it weighs. So got my scale here. I do love this scale. It's just the Amazon Basics, but it is awesome. We probably have an Amazon link in the description. So which one's first? High Rise Pixie. It's on the bottom. Let's just do this one. All right, so the flannel weighs 11.2. So I'm just going to type 11.2. So that way when it sells, I know my poly millers weigh about 0.5. So this shirt, if it sells on eBay, I would just buy a 12-ounce label for that one. That way I don't have to like come get it back out of inventory or anything before I print the label. All right, and then let's do the sweater. Okay, that's 15.0. I forgot when it's 0, I usually just do 0.1, just so I don't get confused later on. Okay. Okay. All right, so other than that, I'm just gonna now find a box to put them in. So let's grab these. Okay, so this one has some room, and that one might actually fit these other 2 also. All right, I'm gonna fit that last one in, but yeah, after that, I would just come back over here and type ET. All right. It's about 10:36 right now, so I need to leave for my Apple appointment in just under an hour. I'm gonna hope I can get the rest of these put away, so let's see how long it takes me. All right, I got those all put away. It is 11:21 now, so about 40 minutes. I think it was around 75 items, so I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm happy to have this stuff put away. It's been kind of like on my to-do list for like a week, and I just haven't done it, so it feels really, really good to be done. There was 2 items in here that I did not put away because they already sold, so I will tell you about those really quick. Since I do have to get going in just a couple minutes, I was going to pull the what solds hopefully before we went, but we'll just come back later and do the rest of them. But for now, I'll show you these 2. First one is Faraday. You guys saw me sell another one of these the other day for $40, and I said I had 2 more, and this one just sold this morning for $51 with discount shipping. So awesome. I paid $7.99 for that at Goodwill. And then this is that ASICS but Los Angeles Marathon windbreaker that I found at the bins last week. I listed it kind of high because there was only a couple listed, and some solds I saw were actually pretty high. So I think I listed it at like $49.95. With our sale running, it sold for $39.96 plus shipping, something like that. You'll see the screenshot, but yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. You know, sometimes the branding or logos make it worth less, like I mentioned recently, but sometimes they make it worth more. And in this case, I think that actually made it worth more. A normal basic black ASICS windbreaker probably would have went for $25 to $30. So yeah. All right. I'm going to head to my Apple appointment, and then I'm not sure what the rest of the day is going to hold, but I will check back in soon. Okay, I got my phone dropped off to Apple, and then me and Chris had a little lunch date. So now he went home and I came over here to a Goodwill because I have a doctor's appointment at 3 o'clock anyways. So I have about an hour I can shop in here, and then Apple's not going to be done with my phone till 5. So I'll find some after my doctor's appointment to do until 5. But for now, let's go into Goodwill, see what we can find. Because I'm basically phoneless. I mean, I'm recording this on our backup phone, but that has no internet or anything at all. So I won't be able to check comps in the store. So it's really just going to be me hopefully picking stuff that I'm like for sure is going to make me a profit. And yeah, I guess our Goodwill does take returns for 7 days for store credits. So worst case, I buy something, get home, realize it wasn't worth it, I can return it. So let's go in and see what we can find. I decided to start out in men's clothing today and was instantly discouraged after seeing the price on 2 items that I would have picked up if they were just slightly cheaper. This Wrangler Pearl Snap was $10.99 and would probably only sell around $20. Then I found this Alaskan Hardgear Performance shirt. I do love selling this brand, but for some reason Goodwill must think this is a grail because they had it priced at $12.99 and it also would probably only sell around $20. Thankfully, things do start to get better when I find this Smartwool polo. I have a rule of no Smartwool left behind, so when I checked the price tag, thankfully it was only $5.99. This is an easy pickup and should sell around $35. Tommy Bahama is another brand I just really like and will generally pick up as long as it's in good condition and a larger size. This is just an XL. I think that would probably be the lowest size I would grab. It was only priced at $6.99. I think I can flip this on eBay for around $30. Looks like we are finding all my favorite bread and butter brands today. This LL Bean Airlight Crew is a newer piece. Let's see, Goodwill has it priced $7.99. Yeah, that's definitely a pickup. I think I can sell this around $30. If there's one thing I love, it's a shacket. I found this Speed and Strength one. I know I've sold this brand a few times in shoes and they sold really well. This was priced at $10.99, and since I didn't have a phone to check comps, I just was like, okay, let's take a chance. In my head, I am thinking I can probably sell this around $50, but worst case scenario, any shacket usually goes for around $30, so I should be able to double my money at the very least. Is it even a thrift trip if I don't find at least one Viore piece? This one is very unassuming, no neck tag. I do spot this little pocket. That usually means quality. You can see Viore on the zipper there. Then I find the little square logo. Goodwill only was asking $6.99. This is definitely a pickup. I think this should sell around $40. At our Goodwills, you're not allowed to look through the new rack while the employee's putting it out. So when I saw these on there, I just kept waiting for her to put them on the rack. I knew they were Lululemon. Looks like they're only priced at $5.99. I believe these are the ABC jogger and should sell on eBay around $35. These pants were also on the new rack, although I hadn't seen the tag and wasn't sure what they were, but I was just looking at everything she was putting out. So These are the brand Doer. I've never actually found it before, but I feel like I've heard Mogi Beth recently talk about it, so I'm definitely going to take a chance. This pair here is in bad condition, but the green ones are not too bad. So they're priced at $12.99, which is more than I want to pay, but I love trying out something new. So I figure worst case scenario, I can probably double my money. I'm going to guess these would be at least a $30 flip on eBay. On my way to shoes, these women's shorts catch my eye. It's by the brand, I believe it's Oiselle. I've done well with this brand. These are only priced at $5, but tan is the 30% off color, so I'm going to pay $3.50 for these. I think I can sell them for around 20 bucks. First shoe pickup is actually going to be for personal use. These Keen hiking boots, they're basically brand new. When I took the boys hiking the other day, I do have hiking low top shoes, but I felt like I kept almost rolling my ankles, so I am happy to have something with more support. I would have liked to check comps on these Converse before purchasing because they were $12.99. Usually I can get no less than $30 for Converse though, so I'm going to go ahead and take a chance. Yeah, if I get 30, I will at least close to double my money. Last pickup at this stop is going to be these Sorel boots. These are men's. They're the Carson mock toe boots. They are priced at $14.99 here. I think I can sell them around $60, so I was willing to pay that much. All right, I am done with my doctor's appointment. I decided for the last hour or so until my phone is done, I would check out another Goodwill, so that is where I'm at right now. I'm pretty happy with the stuff I found at that first one, so let's go in here and see if we can find some good stuff as well. I believe this is the only store in town that has a separated boutique section, so I always just like to check it out and see what they put in there. Today it seems to be mostly Loft. We got some more Loft. Oh, we got Express, Ann Taylor. I think that's Ann Taylor. Some more Loft. Got some Loft. Banana Republic. Oh, some more Loft. Then I spot this vintage Pendleton flannel. This is something I love to sell. They usually sell anywhere from $30 to $50. I am seeing the start of some moth holes though, so I do end up leaving this one here. On the other side of the boutique section, I spot this J. Crew leather jacket. I have a love-hate relationship with leather jackets. On one hand, they usually sell for a good amount. On the other hand, they always stay in my death pile. So for $27, I do decide to leave this one here today. I was torn on whether or not to grab these Lily Pulitzer shorts. They were only $5.99, but they were faded, and I don't like listing faded things. So once I was able to check comps, they were actually really low. I'm glad I left these today. Over in women's pants, I thought I had finally found something to buy. We got some Patagonia hiking pants. Sadly, Goodwill has them priced at $14.99, and just off the top of my head, I would assume they'd only go for about $30, so I leave them. And then I find these cool ones. Same deal, $14.99. I think I could only get around $30, so we are leaving these here today as well. Over in men's clothes, I thought I had finally found something. Some Lululemon shorts for only $3.99. Sadly, you can see here somebody cut out the liner, so I had to leave these today, and I'm sad. I've been trying to redecorate my office a little, so this chair catches my eye. It's only priced at $18.99. I do find out it's World Market brand. I think it would look cute just sitting in a corner, so I do pick this up for personal use. I think this is the item I might be the most sad to have left today. Some really cute J. Crew Mary Jane tartan plaid flats. If these were any other size besides 5.5, they definitely would have been a pickup. I realize I've only showed you things I didn't buy, but I did actually buy some things. My phone is done now though, so I'm going to head back to get that, and I will show you all the things I did buy at the house. All right, friends. Well, it's a few days later. I do have the stuff here that I said I would show you. You may have seen stuff in my cart that I now have since actually returned because once I got my phone back and checked comps, they just were not good enough buys to be willing to keep. So these are the ones that I kept, and I think I can at least make some profit off of. So yeah, let's jump right in. Got a handful of shoes. These are Zero Barefoots. You guys know I love Zero Barefoots. These basically look like new. They were only priced at $7.99, so that's awesome. I have since checked comps on most of this, but I'm going off my memory. I think these should go between like $30 to $40. got a pair of Brooks. I know people love selling Brooks, especially like shoe sellers, but for some reason I have not had the best luck with it. But these, I thought these were really nice. They're like a super like trail shoe, and the tread is like in perfect condition. They're a little dusty up on the uppers, but I think I'll just throw these in the washing machine and then just like set them out to dry, and they should honestly look brand new. They're women's 9. These were $14.99, so that was kind of my holdup with these. I did check comps. I think that these should sell around, I want to say the comps I saw were like 45, but I feel like the size I have is good, and I think they're a little bit better condition than the ones that went for 45. So I'm going to say 50 or so, 15 into 50. I think that's good enough for me. Trail shoes right now are going to start selling off, so yeah, I'm okay with that. And then I found 2 pairs of Cole Haan leather sandals, and I love selling Cole Haan shoes in general, but men's especially. But yeah, leather sandals do really, really well. This pair is just like a slide. I think I was seeing comps 30 to 35, so 10 into 30 to 35 was kind of, when I was doing shoes only, kind of like exactly where I wanted to be. 10 into 30 was kind of my, yeah, my hopeful area. And then these were also only $10. These are a fisherman one though. These are not in as good of condition, but like these ones seem like a model that more people want and like. So I think these should go over 40, probably between 40 to 50. Right. We got some On running shoes. These ones were priced at 15. They're a little dirty, but the treads are still pretty good. So yeah, these I'm just going to spray them with some OxyClean, throw them in the washing machine, and then set them to dry. Some models of On Running are still doing really well. I mean, I would say On Running in general. I do feel like the sell-through rate on this model, when I checked it, was right at 100%, which is great. But this used to go for like close to $100 per yarn. These now are probably maybe 60, 50 to 60, I would say. So again, 15 into 50 is okay, especially with the 100% sell-through rate. All right, got some Vivaya. This brand has been doing well for me. I don't find it a whole lot. It's sort of like a knit stretchy shoe, kind of like a Rothy was. But these are going for more than Rothys are anymore. 10, I think these should go around $50, so I'm pretty excited about this pair. These are a pair of Adidas Ultra Boosts, and these I think were the most expensive, $20. But as you can see, they're basically like new. Probably were worn like once or twice, but the last pair of Ultra Boosts I sold, it was a nicer like colorway, I think, but those sold for $85. When I checked comps on this model, I think I was only seeing them around 45 to 50, the pre-owns, but I think these are in better condition as well. So I'm going to say these will probably go around $60. So 20 into 60, I'm okay with that. Okay, and then last pair of shoes is some Hey Dudes. These were only priced at $7.99. They basically look new, so I was happy to pay $7.99. These do say like We the People, so when I looked up the model, which is like Howitzer, well, I don't know if that's the model. Now that I'm seeing this, it says Howitzer Patriot Manufacturing Co. I actually don't know what that is, but I could not find any comps of this exact Hey Dude, which could be a good thing. These are a men's 8, so not the worst size, not the best either, but I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna say minimum 30, but these could be like a better one. We'll see. Hit that subscribe button and you can find out when I sell them. All right. Then just a handful of clothes. So these are a pair of baggies, Patagonia. These are called the baggy shorts, I think. They were only $5.99, so that's great. These are women's, and I just like Google Lensed. I don't remember the exact name, but I couldn't find any shorts of this model sold, like with this colorway, or even listed. I don't think so. But usually the pattern ones do a little bit better. I want to say these are probably around a $30 pair, so that's what I'm hoping for. And This is Talbot. So I love Talbots. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I think it sells pretty well, like pretty consistently, not usually for a ton. This though I grabbed because it's 100% linen blazer, which is perfect for this time of year. And yeah, it's not too old. It's from 2022, so not quite 3 years. And yeah, I think, you know, I didn't have my phone when I was there, so this was 10 bucks, I think. Yeah. So I was kind of like, is that worth it? 10 bucks. But I was like, I think I can get at least 30. So I was willing to spend the 10. And I have since checked comps, and I think 30 is probably the low I would get. I'm thinking more like, I'm probably going to price it around $49.95 and expect around $40 on that. And you guys saw all the loft there, so I was kind of making fun or, you know, joking around about how much loft was on that rack. But you didn't see on the camera, this was at the end of the rack, and I actually did buy this one. So this is new with tag, and I just thought it was so cute. It's like a tweed, and I love these buttons. The reason I decided to go ahead and buy this one though was when I looked at the tag here. It's only from July of 2024, so not even a year old. This was also 10 bucks, 11. So $10.99. I'm thinking again, probably around 50 bucks on this. So 11 into 50 is great for me. Last pickup was this. This was actually on the new rack, and yeah, I mentioned in the beginning of the video, you're not allowed to touch the new rack. This was a different store. The first store, they're very particular about it. Like, I've been told not to. This one, nobody was around it. Like, I did not go straight to it, but nobody was around it. And then I just kind of started looking through it. And then the girl came up, and I was like, oh, is it okay if I'm looking? And she's like, yeah. So I was thankful for that. Sadly, this was the only thing I found on it. But it's just a Iowa State crew neck. It is Champion branded. I still really like selling college sweatshirts. So for $6.99, I'm thinking I'm going to price this around 40 bucks or so. All right, friends. Well, I think this one was a little bit longer than the last few videos. So hopefully you enjoyed thrifting with me. I'm glad I could bring you along. I feel like I found some pretty decent stuff. I wanted to just recap the beginning of the day. We talked about a lot of things like List Perfectly, the spreadsheet, just kind of how we do our inventory. So if List Perfectly is something you guys are interested in trying out, it is a pay per month service. So we do have a discount code. I believe it's just Ginger, but check down in the description to the exact link. But yeah, that would get you 30% off your first month with them. But they do also have a free trial period. So if you want to just start with that, see if you even might like it, you can definitely do that. I've been using it. I don't even know. I want to say over 5 years for sure at this point. I use it every single day. I don't think I could resell as well as I do without it. So yeah, if you're looking for a cross-listing service, they also automatically delist, and you can use it for inventory as well. It has so many uses. I don't use it to its fullest potential, but they also have a dedicated YouTube page to teach you kind of about it. So yeah, they could do that a lot better than I could. I did mention our spreadsheet. Chris made a pretty cool spreadsheet, I think, and we do like to give that away for free just to say thank you guys for being here and supporting us by watching all of our videos. So that is just a link in the description as well. That one, you do have to type in a 0 at the checkout just because that's how Gumroad works, but it's completely free. We do not expect you guys to pay for it. So yeah, try that out. He does go through the comments on that video. Like if you get going on it and have any questions, you can leave a comment. It might take him a while. He's not as fast as replying to comments as I am, and I don't know enough about the spreadsheet to help you guys, but yes, if you want to try it out, it's free. Leave a comment if you have any problems, and he will get back to you as soon as he can. And then yeah, you know, I pack up all my inventory in those little cellophane bags. I've had questions about those recently, so they're just from Amazon. We should have links to the exact ones we use, but if you want to just also type in cellophane bags, you should be able to find some. I use 2 different sizes, 9x12 and 13x15. So, well, that was a lot to go through. So if you are still here, thank you guys so much. I appreciate you more than you probably even know. I wake up every day and I'm just so grateful that this is what I get to do for my job, for my life. Just grateful to have you guys alongside with me. The next video after this, I think, is just going to be a weekend what sold, so stay tuned for that. I think that is all I have to say for now, though, so thank you again, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye, friends.